Very, very slow recording here this morning. There, it just started going. You want to start the segment and miss anybody, especially you.
Well, that's quite all right. The stars I brought with me. Todd, thanks so much for having us here this morning. An opportunity to highlight IHS students and programs and our teachers and sponsors as well. We're going to go first up with Mr. Eric Brocious, who is a BCIT teacher at the school, but he's also an FBLA advisor, and he has brought with him a student.
He's got a whole bunch of initials attached. Either one is good.
Good morning.
You better explain to people BCIT and FBLA.
Well, it's just easier if we say that I'm a business teacher. So
there you go. That works.
A little bit better to understand. Basically, we have a pretty stout curriculum in the business area at the high school. And one of the things we do with that is FBLA, which is Future Business Leaders of America. And we had gone through our regional competition. We have 45 students moving on to the state competition in Hershey. And I actually brought Shreya with me today, who's our vice president, and she's going to talk a little bit about FBLA and our trip coming up.
All right, let's meet her. And there she is. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name again?
Shreya.
Okay, and what's your last name?
Bharadwaj.
And you're from?
Indiana High School.
From Indiana High School, of course. It's an Indiana High School segment. So FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America, that's a whole bunch of people going to Hershey.
Right, over 5,000 students from Pennsylvania.
Wow, amazing. So you go through regional competitions, I assume?
Mm-hmm. And at IUP. We have about 10 schools in the area who all compete against each other in competitive events. And the top 3 in each event go on to states.
Okay. And you're sending 45. That's just an amazing number to me.
Really good.
Yeah. What is your particular discipline?
I competed in business plan. So we just kind of, we have to make a business plan for a company which we create on our own, and it goes straight to the state office, and they pick the top 10 for each state.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what was the business that you created?
We made an ice cream company that makes various flavors from different parts of the world.
And you brought samples?
No, I wish. But
unfortunately, the only thing you could bring was a sample of the business plan, huh?
Right.
And it just isn't nearly as tasty as one would hope.
No.
But it sounds like it's an amazing program. Talk about FBLA as a whole at Indiana Senior High. Sounds like a very active group.
All right. We plan various events. Like we're doing garage sale as a fundraiser for states in April, and I think Abby's going to talk about that. We plan the Christmas dance in December, and we also volunteer at the Salvation Army to set up for their Thanksgiving dinner.
Terrific. So, terrific. You said Abby's going to talk about something?
Right. She's going to talk about the spring garage sale.
Okay. Here comes Abby.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Abby Higgins from Indiana High School, and we're planning an indoor community garage sale on April 1st. Setup is at 7, and doors will be open at 8. You can rent a space, an 8 by 10 space for $15 if paid by March 22nd. Spaces are limited, but you can rent a space after that date for an additional charge of $5. And tables will be able to rent as well. You can sell anything you'd like as long as it's school appropriate, meaning no weapons, for example, no knives or guns.
Sure.
You can contact Mrs. DiStefano to reserve a space. The school's number is 724-463-8562 or via email at pdistefano@iasd.cc. Other items would be FBLA is also having a table and a concession stand as well as a bake sale. And it's open to the public. It starts at 8 a.m. and there's an admission fee of $1.
And that's at that same event? At the end. Okay. And you probably said this, but just so I can be clear, what building is it going to be held in?
The high school.
At the high school?
In the old gym.
Okay. There you go. There you go. So anybody can take part. I like the FBLA mindset there. You know, get in early and you save $5. Good plan. Yes. Good plan. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Mr. McElhaney.
Okay, next up.
By the way, we would like to congratulate our weather forecasters who said all the snow would be done by 8 o'clock.
I would like to congratulate them as well.
Okay, very good.
But in the meantime, I'd like to introduce Dr. Scott Layden. He is here with students to promote Battle of Faculties.
Battle of Faculties. He looks somewhat reluctant to come up here.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. What's the Battle of the Faculties?
So it's an event organized by Key Club, and the faculties are teams from our schools, the elementary schools, team up, and like for example, East Pike and Eisenhower and Horace Mann, and I'm losing our other Ben Franklin. Yes, they form two schools pair up to form one team. So we have 4 teams total. So 2 elementary teams form a team, the other 2 form a team. The junior high has a team, and the senior high has a team. So we have 4 teams of faculty members that compete in fun games, basically games that make the teachers look silly and kind of
like they need help in that, huh?
Yeah. And Teresa is going to talk about some of the specific games that we do. But the people come out and watch, and the kids get really excited. And we actually raise a lot of money. The last 5 years, we've probably raised $10,000 or more each year. So a total, so probably over $50,000. And this has been going on for years. But I would say in the last 5 years, it seems like money has really increased each year. So the schools raise money on their own throughout the year, and then they bring it that night, and then also that night we have different things that help raise money. So and the donations go to Hopeful Hearts. It's a local organization in Indiana that helps grieving families.
Absolutely. All right. Good morning.
Hi.
And your name again?
I'm Teresa.
Okay.
And I'm just, okay. I
bet
guess
you were born with the last name too, weren't you?
Yes, Teresa Roth.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
I mean, Battle of the Faculties is always like a super crazy time because all the kids like get really involved and like, as he said, like get really crazy. But some of the games we do, we'll have like a teacher put a plunger on their head, and then they have to like catch rings, like
there you go.
Like throwing it. We also have like a Swedish fish toss where they have to like someone tosses it and then they have to catch it in their mouth. I don't know. We have scooter races, just like kind of games that like kids would normally do. So seeing your teacher do it might be like fun and exciting. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's like one of our biggest fundraisers, and it's always something that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Planning and going to see.
Now, are there new games every year? Do you come up with something new every year?
We try. So last year they came up with one, Hungry Hippos, where there was a bunch of plastic balls in the middle of the floor, and teachers had to roll out on a scooter with a box, and they had to like scoop the ball, like they were chomping the balls, and they'd bring them back to the center. So, and the one thing is, on Battle of Faculties will be next Friday, February 24th at 7 p.m. at the high school. It's $1 admission. It's at the new gym. So that's Friday, February 24th at 7 p.m., and anyone is welcome to come.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Nicely done. Thank you so much. We're talking with the folks from Indiana Senior High this morning. Principal Wade McElhaney is the manager of this group. Who's batting third?
Batting third, we're going to have a human interest story, a very unique story of one of our students and her accomplishments. And we're going to have Mr. Gary DeVivo, a retired health and phys ed teacher of our district, talk about that program and introduce that student.
All right, very good. Morning, folks.
Good morning, Todd.
Good morning.
The Punt, Pass, and Kick is held every year in the fall. Participants anywhere from age 6 up to 15 have to win a local competition. Mm-hmm. Then they move on to a sectional competition. And once they win that, which Allie's been able to do 5 years in a row now, once they win that, they have to be in the top 4 in Western Pennsylvania to make it to the team championship. So she had to win 3 different levels. Mm-hmm. At the team championship, in the Steelers and every other NFL team has a champion from their region. Every team, 32 winners come out of the sectionals. Mm-hmm. Only the top 4 then go to the nationals. And Allie was able to accomplish that. She was finished, I believe, 3rd in the nation, basically, to qualify for the national championship, which was held in Orlando, Florida, during the Pro Bowl. So she had about a 5-day event down there. Yeah. So she can tell you a little bit more about that. And that is Allie Coker, a 10th grader at Indiana High School.
Allie, that's amazing. That's amazing. Good morning.
Hi.
I can tell this is not going to be easy, is it? You're going to make this
Get her
hard
started.
on me.
You can't get her
Get her.
started.
Okay, that's all I have to do is get her started. So Orlando for 5 days. That's not bad, is it?
Yeah, we got an all-paid trip. We got the flight down, and then we got to stay at a Disney hotel, and then we got tickets to go to the Pro Bowl, and then we also got passes to go to Magic Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. And talk about the competitions building up. Did you ever dream that you would make it this far?
Yes, when I was really young, I just thought it was something fun to do, just run up and throw a ball, and I thought it was pretty cool. And a lot of my friends did it with me. But as the years progressed, a lot of my friends who weren't as committed dropped off, but I was determined to get further and further. This last year, I didn't expect to get this far. I thought that I would have gotten second at team level because there was a girl that was really good. But I focused and just kind of zoned everyone out.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay, so are you a better passer, punter, or kicker?
I would say I'm the best at kicking. When I'm on, it's really on. The one that's the least consistent is probably my punt.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Because of the drop.
Yeah, a lot of times, instead of just dropping it, I would throw it up. So when I made contact, it would go funky.
Yeah, punting's all about the timing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The timing and the drop. Did you have a special coaching, or did you work it all out by yourself?
Mr. DeViva helped me a lot for the first couple levels, but when I got to nationals, I was just kind of me.
Yeah.
And it was really scary.
Well, it sounds like you put those fears aside. You did a fantastic job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Yeah, one of the tough things about the punt, pass, and kick is you have one punt, one pass, one kick.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to perform. And if you shank one, and it's about measuring straight. If you're off by 30 feet, you lose 30 feet from your distance. So there's a lot of pressure there.
Yeah, I bet. And especially if you only get one shot at it. It's sort of like a golf ball. When you hit a golf ball absolutely perfectly, you don't even feel it. Is it that way with punting and pass and kicking?
With the kick, it seems like you don't even hit it. It's just like you run straight through and you're just like, where to go? You just see it flying. With the other ones, it's kind of nerve-wracking because you're holding the ball. So, this is my punt, this is my pass in my hands right now. So it takes a lot of focus to, get in the zone with all the people watching you.
Yeah. Well, that's just an amazing job. Congratulations again. Wonderful. Boy, you brought a good group here today. Now, we've got a minute left in the segment. Do we have more than that that we need to hold somebody over?
Well, I think that we can go with that. If we can hold them over. That's okay. All right. We have next up the face of the incredible technology transformation that has gone on in our district, and behind the scenes teachers and teams of students. Here this morning we have Mrs. Holly Rouget. She is our district and technology instruction coordinator, and she's brought some incredible students with her as well.
Terrific. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do. We're going to head off to the news here at the top of the hour. Let's just take a little pause, a little halftime here on this morning. Principal Wade McElhaney and Indiana Senior High. We've been talking about some student achievements and some other things, and we're going to continue our conversation.
Excellent. I just had one question for Jack. If he went to see Lady Gaga, is that with or without Tony Bennett?
Oh.
Well, Tony Bennett has my last name, Di Benedetto.
I understand.
We're both the same. But I'd go see her first.
Okay. Okay.
Jack and Tony Bennett are actually the same person.
We have Mrs. Holly Rouget to introduce her students for the technology interns and a very special program in which they just recently participated.
Very good. Good morning.
Good morning. I have 3 of our 4 technology interns here today. We are fresh back from a trip across the state at Hershey, PA. These students were accepted for a student showcase at a state-level ed tech conference. And without me saying any more, I'm going to let the interns talk about what they created, what was accepted, and their experience.
Very good. Let's meet them all. Good morning.
Good morning.
Who's first?
I guess I will be. I'm Logan Schutte.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Hanawahi.
I'm James Tomko.
Okay, everybody needs to get much closer to the microphones, okay? There we go. There we go. So tell me about it. Who's going to speak first?
We went down to Hershey for P&C. It's a technology expo. We submitted a project of our internship, which was what we do in the high school. Through our internship, we deal with all the computers and Chromebooks that our school has created a one-to-one program for.
Mm-hmm.
So we fix and deal with any issues with the technology within our school. and our presentation kind of covered all of that, all the stuff we do within the school, fixing computers to creating websites for teachers, everything within that area.
Very good. And let's further expand about the presentation in Hershey. Who's going to speak next? I think you're next because we're all looking at you.
So we had set up a booth there with, like Logan said, just what we do at the high school, and people would come by and ask us about what we would do and how it's beneficial to us. And there were lots of other schools there as well for the student showcase.
Mm-hmm.
So it was interesting to see what we are doing compared to what all the other schools are doing.
Mm-hmm. Was yours unique to the competition or to the presentation, or were there others that do the same sorts of things that you do?
I think ours was pretty unique. We had talked to some other people there who said their schools were moving in the direction that we have. So,
wow, blazing a trail here, aren't you? Well, let's talk further about your role and the presentation, and then we'll talk about what you do within the school as well.
Within the school, we do Chromebook maintenance and miscellaneous repair.
Well, he mentioned setting up websites for teachers.
Right. We have helped set up several websites. I believe we have one for Key Club.
There's one for Key Club.
And PMEA District Orchestra for this year.
Mm-hmm. And when you say repairs and working with the Chromebooks themselves, is there much call for that? Okay, let's put it this way: who's best at messing up a computer at Indiana Senior High that you have to go out, you have to be the one that comes to fix it?
Well, actually,
I saw several of you glancing at Mrs. Roget there for just a moment.
Yeah, actually, we daily probably 3 or 4 Chromebooks come in with cracked screens. Students apparently don't take care of them very well because I don't find it that easy to crack a screen on a Chromebook, but every day there's a few, so
wow.
It's one of the big issues we have to deal with. A lot of keyboards not working, but that's from dropping them or misusing them. So if there's any Indiana students out there, make sure you take care of your Chromebooks.
Well, if you're going to fix something like that, a cracked screen, a broken keyboard, that must mean that you get into the actual physical tearing down of the machine and the replacement of parts.
Yeah, we're just starting to get into that area. It's been mostly our advisors and Mr. Neal that's been working on that, but we're slowly moving into actually opening them up and fixing the screens for them.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't been able to do that just yet because we have an insurance policy out on them, so if we mess anything up while we're inside, it's on us. So
yeah.
We have to be trained before we can open up the Chromebooks.
I would guess that there would be software issues that you have to resolve too, correct?
Yes. Sometimes people will come down and it'll just stop working for them. That's usually pretty simple for us to fix. You can just reset the device, and then they're usually good.
Yeah, okay. But the wonderful thing about it is that you must do it so well that you made it to Hershey with this, and that it seems like it's a pretty solid career path, too, when you're working in this particular field.
Yeah, technology is really booming now. There's nowhere you go that you don't see new technology. Even at the conference, we saw a bunch of new things at the expo floor. Some new technology on projectors and different Promethean boards or smart boards. And the technology is just outstanding. It's insane what they're doing with what they have now.
Yeah, everything will be replaced within a year. That's the way this particular field works. Mrs. Roget, that's a pretty accomplished group of folks that you had that went to Hershey.
It is. And, I think Logan said it well. The umbrella of technology is huge. There are so many different tracks that students could move into. We do programming, networking, repair is only part of it. They're humble. They've created some beautiful designs for district-wide events. They actually created a website, a Google site for the EdTech conference, and they also created a virtual reality scene so people who came to their booth could jump into our labs virtually. So that was part of the, yes, we presented information, but how we presented it was also unique. And it was actually, I think their number 2 visitor was trying to recruit all 4 of them for their university. So that's always a compliment.
Well,
yes.
that's a tremendous thing, though. And then that really points out that what a great field this is to get into.
It is.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Principal McElhaney, you kept a big group of folks around, and they're missing class again, and their teachers are going, where are they? And you still have to take them for donuts.
That's true. Right after you guys give them hot chocolate. So. But thank you so much, Todd. We really appreciate the opportunity to come here and talk about our students, our programs, and what's going on at IHS.
Well, that's our pleasure. We appreciate it all. Everybody have a great day at school today, okay? It is Indiana in the Morning, presented as always by First Commonwealth Bank here on AM 1160 WCCS and 101.1 FM.